Hello, this is CurtisCroweThePhotoPro here, and what we have today is a package from BorrowLenses. Nothing too fancy. I got a 16 to 35 for our upcoming wedding, and I also have the 70 to 200, the best one that they have, the IS version 2, really nice one. And I'm going to go ahead and open that with my trusty knife. See here. Okay, well, packaging was not that difficult. Now, I've done BorrowLenses before. Basically, weddings, before I got robbed, I had better gear. But being I don't have all that gear yet because I'm still saving up for it, it makes you have to find ways in order to still give that really awesome quality that the clients are paying for without actually having to drop all that money at once. So what we got here is our package. We have our 16 to 35. There is some wear and tear on it because it is from BorrowLenses, which means a lot of photographers have already used this. Barcode right here in order to show the that it's one of BorrowLenses and not one of mine that I have in my bag. And overall, besides a few scratches, the actual glass itself looks really good, the actual product. It's just the this right here is a little torn up, that's all. And then let's take a look at this. It's got a filter on it, very clean filter. And we do have a little bit of a blemish when I was looking here, and I'll show a picture of it. Right on here, there's a little bit of a blemish on the back, but I'll be able to wipe that off before we actually get started. First impressions of this lens, 16 to 35. It's very heavy. It's definitely got some metal, very good build quality. Now, the good thing about this is it's 16 millimeters. Not a lot of wide angles go down to 16 millimeters on the full sensor size. A lot of them that you'll see, like 18 to 55, for example, you might think, oh, what's 2 millimeters? Now, the 18 to 55 is an EFS lens, which means it doesn't work on the normal full frame cameras. So if you think about it, with that smaller sensor, that 18 is really more like a 24, 28 millimeter focal length, where this is designed to be on a full frame. So really, you're not getting 2 more millimeters. You're really getting more like 8 to 12 millimeters, depending on the math on that. And it really gives you a much wider view. And at f2.8, I'll be able to do all my dark scenes at the wedding with a little bit of flash that I'll have, off-camera flash. This lens is going to be a really important weapon in my arsenal because it'll get the wide shots, it'll get all that light in the image that I need, and there's just so many benefits to having a wide angle. I know a lot of other photographers will go wide angle last. They like their mid ranges, the 50, 85 millimeter range, and then they'll go for like the 70 to 200. But wide really does give you a very unique look. So I wanted to put that unique look in my client's photos for this wedding. Now, our last item we have here is my personal favorite, just because during the ceremony it lets me stand very far back and take the shots with silent shutter. I won't irritate the priest or the religious figure too much, and I'm able to basically stand back and snipe with this lens here, which is the 70 to 200. You have your minimum focusing distance here on the zoom. You have your auto focusing and manual focusing. You have your stabilizing feature on and off, and you have your stabilizer 1 and 2 mode right here. Let's see how clean this glass is. That is spotless. Like I said, I'm going to have to wipe off the last lens because of a little blemish it has on there. Oop. And that just popped right off. A little embarrassing. And then right on here, we have a flawlessly beautiful, very clean ND filter on here. Have a very beautiful UV filter on here. And looks very clean. I'm very happy with this. And I'm looking forward to shooting with this because, again, for the ceremony, you don't really need too many wide shots. I will pop on my wide angle lens in order to shoot wide, but it's not something that I'm going to be spending most of my time doing because the bride and groom are going to be on the other side of the church, and I want to be able to get close-up shots. So I'll zoom this in all the way up to 200 and basically stand back and start sniping with my silent shutter. And I'll be able to get a few shots, not too many because, again, it's a ceremony. There's not a lot of movement in the ceremony. Once you have the people walking up to the altar and back from the altar, you have a few shots in the middle. There's not too many shots that you do actually during the wedding itself. It's really after the wedding when people start posing for photos, which is what you really need. Something more like the 16 to 35 and the 70 to 200 and the other lenses in my arsenal. Well, that wraps up our unboxing of the BorrowLenses 70 to 200, as you can see here, and the 16 to 35. I will have a full review because I actually just realized I don't have a review on either of these lenses, even though I've used them before, on my YouTube channel, and I plan on having one up there in the next few weeks. I'm just gonna probably use the shots from the wedding as my sample photos, and I'll go through the breakdown of all my thoughts about these lenses and let you guys know whether these are actually worth the money. Now again, I'm rambling. This has been Curtis Crowe, the Photo Pro, and as I always do, toodles. Second thing is very important, and I feel like it's something that people kind of graze over, and that's itemize your gear. Find out how much every single piece of gear you have costs. Nice front element. I don't know if you can see that. How beautiful that is. Let's open up the other side so you can see all the way. Jeans, if we wanted to see how much that's changed in the before and after shot.